Okay, I want you to picture this. You wake up. It's the middle of the night. Your eyes are open, you can see your bedroom, but you can't move, not a muscle. You try to scream for help, but nothing comes out. You are, literally, a prisoner inside your own body. This is the terrifying reality of sleep paralysis.
And if you think that sounds bad, trust me, it gets so much worse. Listen to this quote. "A dead body climbed on top of me." Now, that is not a line from a horror movie. That's a real quote from a teenager in a scientific study describing what this feels like. It's that raw, personal horror that makes this one of the most frightening things a human can possibly experience.
So, what is actually going on here? Well, the core of the experience is pretty much always the same. You wake up, but you're completely, totally paralyzed. You're conscious, you know where you are, but you can't move a single muscle. You can't make a sound, and very, very often, you get this chilling feeling that you are not alone. And the terror isn't just about being frozen. Oh no, it hits all your senses. People report feeling this insane, crushing weight on their chest, making it hard to breathe. They hear things, footsteps in the hall, whispers, doors creaking open. And sometimes, they see things. A dark figure in the corner of the room, slowly moving toward them. It's really no surprise that for most of human history, nobody had a scientific explanation for this. So, what do we do when something terrifying happens that we can't explain? We make up stories about it. And because the experience is pure nightmare fuel, well, the stories are too. And some of them are just wild. What's crazy is how this experience is found all over the world. In Newfoundland, they called it the old hag, who sits on your chest. In medieval Europe, it was blamed on demons, the incubus and succubus. In China, it's known as ghost oppression. Some historians even think this phenomenon might have played a role in the Salem witch trials. And today, some people are convinced it's an alien abduction. Which brings us to the big question, right? With all these stories from all these different cultures across thousands of years, were they on to something? Is there really a demon sitting on your chest? Well, science has a different answer. And honestly, it's almost weirder. So, here's the mind-blowing truth. It is not a ghost. It is not a demon. It's a glitch, a temporary bug in your brain's operating system as it's switching from sleep mode to wake mode. It's a completely biological event, and it's way more common than you could ever imagine. So, here's the official definition. Sleep paralysis is basically a mixed state of consciousness. Put simply, your mind wakes up, it flips the on switch, but your body is still on sleep mode. Specifically, it's stuck in the paralysis that's a totally normal and necessary part of REM sleep, which is when you dream. Let's break down this little error. First, you're in REM sleep, which is prime dream time. Second, your brain does something brilliant. It paralyzes your muscles. This is a safety feature, right? It stops you from actually getting up and trying to fly like you are in your dream. But then, Step 3 happens. Your mind wakes up a little too early. And Step 4, the paralysis hasn't worn off yet. The result? Your brain is wide awake, but your body is still on lockdown. Okay, fine. So that explains why you can't move. But what about the demons? The shadow in the corner? That crushing feeling? This is where it gets really mind-bending. Your brain, caught between the world of dreams and reality, literally creates the monsters itself. You feel that evil spirit sitting on you? That's actually just your conscious brain feeling the muscles you use to breathe being paralyzed. Your brain feels that, panics, and invents a monster to explain it. You see a shadow person? That's your dreaming brain literally leaking a hallucination into your real-world bedroom. You hear footsteps? Your brain is mashing up dream audio with the actual quiet sounds of your room. It is a horror movie directed by your own biology. But here's a little reality check that might actually make you feel better. While those monster stories are absolutely terrifying, a massive study of over 26,000 cases found that most of the time, we're talking almost 72% of the time, there are no hallucinations at all. It's just the paralysis. The full-on horror movie experience with both sights and sounds happens in about a quarter of cases. So while it feels incredibly real, it's not the most common version. So, if this has ever happened to you, you probably thought, what is wrong with me? This must be incredibly rare. Well, I am here to tell you that you could not be more wrong. This is actually one of the most common weird things that can happen to a person. So let's get down to it. Who does this happen to, and just how rare is it really? I want you to take a guess right now.
What percentage of the entire global population do you think has experienced this at least once? 5%? 10? The real answer is probably going to shock you.
First, let's look at who gets hit the most often, and this is fascinating. The two groups at the highest risk are psychiatric patients, especially with conditions like PTSD, at 35%, and students, at 34%. No, you heard me right, students. The numbers are nearly identical. If you are a student, there is about a 1 in 3 chance this will happen to you.
And for the general population, everybody else, get this. A massive global analysis found that a staggering 30%, that is almost 1 out of every 3 people on Earth, will experience sleep paralysis at some point in their lives. It's not rare, it's not some bizarre disorder, it's just a part of the human experience.
So why, students? What's the connection? Well, it's one word: stress. High levels of stress and anxiety, something students know all too well, can completely mess with your sleep cycle. It makes your REM sleep all fragmented and unstable, which just raises the chances of your brain having that glitch where the mind wakes up before the body.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Let's boil it all down. 1. Even though it feels like something out of a horror movie, it's 100% a biological event, not supernatural. 2. It's way more common than you think, especially if you're stressed. 3. And this is the most important part, it's not dangerous. It can't physically hurt you. And finally, the best weapon you have against the fear is knowledge. The second you understand what's really happening, the demon in the corner loses all of its power.
And I want to leave you with this one last thought. As truly terrifying as sleep paralysis is, it's also a stunning demonstration of just how powerful your brain is. It can build a complete, horrifying reality from scratch just by mixing up a few signals. It really makes you wonder, right? If your brain can do that, what else is that incredible universe inside your head capable of?